Hi everyone, I have joined the Digital Stamps for Joy design team. They are an online shop that sells very cute digital stamps, and I'm going to link their shop and also their blog down below so you can go check them out. I'm going to be joining the challenge today. It's challenge 120 with the twist of add a handmade embellishment, and I'm going to be using one of their digital stamps. First, I'm going to show you how I set up this card in Photoshop. The first thing you want to do after you've opened your program is hit Control N for a new project. Then I named mine Card Panel 5, and I have a preset saved for 4.25 inches by 5 inches, and I'm going to hit OK, and that opens up a new blank file for me. I'm going to go up to File, to the drop-down menu, and click Place. And I've already got mine opened up, but you want to go over and you want to find your digital image that you've downloaded. Click on the one you want. I'm going to use the butterfly PNG, and I'm going to place that. Now that I have my image placed, I want to flip this over. So I'm going to go up to Image, Rotate, and I'm going to flip my layer horizontally. So that just flips it over and faces the opposite direction for me. Now I'm going to go ahead and resize my image. I want it in the lower right hand corner, and I want it offset off the card. When you're resizing your image, make sure that you have the Constrain Proportions box clicked. That just makes sure that your image is going to stay true to its original proportions and it's not going to look wonky in the end. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to resize this and make it quite large. I want it to fill up the majority of the card panel. And then I'm going to go ahead and click my green arrow. Once your image is like you want it, go ahead and go over to your layers box, right click on your butterfly layer and simplify it. And then I'm going to go up to the Edit drop-down menu, and I am going to stroke outline the selection. I want my width to be 6 points and my color to be black, and I want the location in the center. And then I'm going to click OK, and that just makes my lines a little bit wider because I am going to end up watercoloring this. Now go ahead and right-click on your background layer and flatten your image, and then you're ready to print. I've already printed mine off and trimmed mine down here, and I'm going to go ahead and watercolor. Now yours will be darker, but I printed on watercolor cardstock and then tried to foil. It didn't quite work out. So you can see that I've got just a little bit of opal foil still on it, but I didn't want to throw this away and I just wanted to make it work. So I am going to go ahead and watercolor this, and it is quite long, so I'll turn on some music for you and let you enjoy it. Now I did speed up this watercolor process 10 times, but as you could maybe see, I did use Perfect Pearls water to go ahead and watercolor the butterfly. And then I just used my heat gun to dry in between layers, and there I'm finishing up drying it. Now I've gotten out my Big Shot, and I've also got this banner die. It's from an MFT set, and I will link that down below. And I've put that in my Big Shot along with some black cardstock, and I'm going to run that through. There's my black banner all ready to go, and I've got my Your Special sentiment stamp, and that's from Paper Smooches Sentiment Sampler stamp set, which I will also link below. I've loaded that onto my acrylic block, and then I'm going to prep my embossing bag because I don't know about you, but we're at -20 wind chill right now. We are very dry here where I live, and so I want to prevent as many stray powder strands as I can. I'm going to ink up my stamp set, or my stamp rather, and then I'm going to press that down onto the right hand side of my banner. If you do end up with any little bits of white powder on your cardstock, just use a small paintbrush and brush those away. There you can see I've put my white embossing powder on, and I'm going to use my heat gun just to heat set that. Moving on, I've got my card panel ready to go there, and I've taken a piece of fun foam, cut it just slightly smaller than my panel, put double-sided tape on both sides. I've removed the backing, and then I'm going to place it on top of an A2 top folding black card base that I've made. And that's from Basil Date Swirl cardstock, but use whatever black cardstock you have on hand. Now I've got my sentiment banner ready to go. I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of it, and then I'm going to place that on the lower left hand side, and then I'll open up the card and just use some scissors to trim off the excess. The twist on today's challenge is to use a handmade embellishment on your card. I don't embellish my cards a lot because I do have a clean and simple style, but then I thought I would try to use my Glossy Accents to make my own water droplets or the clear gems that you see around these days. I don't have any yet. I do want to get some, but I thought I would try and use my Glossy Accents to mimic those, and it actually worked out pretty well. I'm just going to scatter a few of those around, and then I'll also leave you with a few pictures so you can see what it looks like when they're dried and see the dimensions that it adds. And that finishes the card for today. Here's the pictures. Enjoy. For more information and a complete supply list, you can visit my blog, craftingwellcaffeinated.wordpress.com. Also, head on over to the DigiStamps4Joy Shop and check out their extensive collections of digital stamps. Also, head on over to their blog and check out the awesome design team that they have. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting!